And today we have learned that Rhea Ripley has relinquished her women's championship. WWE has already made it known that it was because of Liv Morgan. They even tried to play it with kayfabe and everything like that. They played into it. Liv Morgan came out, and Rhea Ripley, unfortunately, after a historic reign, has to go on ahead and put the title down and not even take the pin. How do you guys feel about this? Let's go on ahead and start with Kenny.
Definitely a historic reign. I'm just glad. Well, I'm not glad it happened at all. It's something that
Right.
shouldn't have happened, but unfortunately, in wrestling, things like this do happen. But at least she got to have her WrestleMania match. Unfortunately, it happened Raw right after. But I think that's what's important to all of these wrestlers is to get that big moment at WrestleMania. So good thing she got that. Now, as far as where it happened and what spot it was, when I heard this happen, I thought, whoa, Liv Morgan did throw that chair at her head. So I was hoping it wasn't some type of crazy concussion she had because it did come out early in the day that she was going to be relinquishing the title. So looks like it's an arm injury, something that just happens where things happen. So, hey, we'll see where it goes. Kiddo, what do you think?
I also thought it was a head injury because when I looked at X and they showed the segment that it happened, it was like Liv Morgan smashing Rhea Ripley to a wall, and I thought she banged her head. Maybe she was trying to like put her hand there and she
Yeah.
missed. But no, apparently, yeah, maybe it's the exact segment where it happened, and her arm just got twisted in a weird way. I mean, the same thing, very similar thing. I think we don't know the exact injury right now and how long she's going to be out, but it looks like similar to CM Punk because of the casts or whatever she was wearing out there for the segment. So I'm expecting at least 3 6 months, um, probably not more than that. She'll be back in around half a year, I think, but that's still messed up because I think Brian, you were the ones who said this exact phrasing. She was having a historic reign for sure, and it was like getting more and more historic because finally she got a win over Becky Lynch. And I agree with you, Kenny. The fact that it happened at least after WrestleMania is good. She didn't miss the biggest, paycheck. Then again, I don't think that's how they get paid anymore. But regardless, WrestleMania is important.
Yeah.
She beat Becky, and she was having another story with Liv Morgan, and there was something there instead of just having these one-off matches, which she had for the most of her reign, right? So this was like really helping her legitimize it too. But you know what? There's always good and bad too, and I'm sure when she returns, she's gonna get even a bigger reaction. She might even be a babyface for a while because it's gonna be hard to make people dislike her when she returns. Like I
Yeah.
said, probably around 3 to 6 months later. But it is a bummer. It is a bummer to see. Um, yeah,
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think right now it's tough because she was having such a good reign and it would have elevated whoever would have beat her and whoever she would have done the job for. So it
yeah,
definitely sucks to see, and hopefully she does get better in the near future. But yeah, just to piggyback off what you said, Kira, I think she's 100% coming back as a babyface due to the double turn happening there with Liv Morgan coming on and people actually
right.
booing her. And just to speak on just a little bit of the future of the title, I think you got to put that title on Liv Morgan now. I think that this can sort of revive her career in a way because right now she would get nuclear heat by actually winning the title and not pinning Rhea. I think that it would be perfect for her. So I think that's just the way it will go, and then we'll probably get Rhea and Liv probably at SummerSlam. I mean, what, we're 4 months away from that if
Yeah, pretty
Rhea's
much.
if Rhea's
Yeah.
healthy. So I don't know. We could definitely see it then. But do you guys have any more thoughts on this matter?
Kenny, you
Yeah.
don't seem to
Before.
like Liv Morgan. What's going
Yeah.
on there?
Oh, here we go. Here we go, guys. Before we get into that, I gotta ask y'all. If it is 3 to 6 months, would y'all have had her vacate the championship? Do y'all think that's a good move?
Um, I mean, a lot of people said like, "Oh, Roman," but I don't know, bro. I feel like that like just played part with Roman's schedule. I don't know. I feel like Rhea had to be okay with it to relinquish it. I don't think she was forced to. I think it was more like,
Mm.
all right, listen, this is the situation. You're gonna be out 3 to 6 months. Do you want to be out with the title for 6 months? I feel like the same situation would have happened with Rollins, bro. I feel Rollins, because a lot of people were comparing this injury with Rollins, but Rollins was still showing up. He was out for maybe 3 or 4 weeks with the injury. So um it just made sense for him to keep it for a month, especially with WrestleMania so close. Why would you take it away from him then? So I think the Rhea situation, if she's really gonna be out 3 to 6 months, I think it was the right move.
I think it's
Well,
a lot of double standards. So, where Seth Rollins is in the
yeah.
company, where Roman Reigns is with his reign,
Yeah.
that's another historic reign we're talking about. Yeah, it could have been down to a personal decision as well. But hey, we're talking like 3 to 6 months as if it's, written in stone. And the injury doesn't look too bad, but we never know. Maybe it's longer injury that's gonna take longer to recuperate. So that's why she dropped it. Who knows? But what were you gonna say, Kenny?
I know I was gonna say just that. It's kind of like a double standard because she was having a historic title reign, and I think if Roman Reigns was injured in that way, I don't think they would have took the championship off of him. I think they would have took a Seth Rollins and kind of utilized him on SmackDown, so you have a champion on both shows until Roman Reigns got back. And I think they could have done the same thing with Bayley to preserve this title reign that Rhea Ripley has been on. She just won the championship. She defended her championship at WrestleMania, so I think the plan
Yes.
was to have her keep it far beyond that
I
point.
agree.
Um, so I don't know. Wouldn't want them to do the not intergender. What does Tony Khan do? Like the
interim.
Tournaments?
interim. I wouldn't want them to do
Interim.
like interim
No, yeah.
champions, but I think they could have utilized Rhea Ripley for promos if she wanted to do that, or just put Bayley on both shows. Have her go get that grind and get her name up to have a champion on both shows. But
And to your point,
yeah,
Kenny.
as far as putting the title on Liv Morgan, I just feel like we tried the
Oh
Liv
boy.
Morgan project and it didn't work. So why are we going back to it?
Well, she was a
Thing like
baby face. She was a baby face. You could
Yeah,
try as a
I feel
heel.
like this is good
And
right now for her, man. Like obviously the injury, the fact that somebody got injured isn't good, but I think this could actually be something good for her career. I think right now as a heel, slow key working, and I think it's gonna work even more after the unfortunate events of Rhea Ripley.
plus, I would put Nia Jax out there because nobody liked her, but she just had done such a good job as a heel that we ended up like saying, okay, at least this was good. This was entertaining. So there's potential in that, I think. It's
say-
better than nothing.
I say give
But
her
I
a
would put the
shot.
strap. I would put the strap on Nia Jax before I put it on Liv Morgan. But I mean, we
Morgan.
got the draft coming up here as well. So should we even put the strap on somebody right now, or should we wait until these women get where they're going and then crown somebody as the women's champion?
I would wait. I don't think you crown a champion at Backlash. I think it's too soon. We're like 2 weeks away from Backlash.
Yeah, and think about the big stars you can take from SmackDown, put on Raw, and put in that championship spot. So, you know what, Liv Morgan, she had her shot. I just feel like we got to let somebody else get up here and let somebody else shine until Rhea Ripley gets back. But I mean, Liv caused the injury, so it does make the most sense.
There you go. She has a
Sometimes-
link.
Yeah.
You know what? You just got to do what makes sense. So,
There is a story there, yeah, and that's gonna put her over everybody else in terms of importance. I think so.
I agree.
Yeah, it's gonna happen, man. I think it's gonna happen.
All right, guys, and if you guys did enjoy this video, we're going to keep the content coming for y'all. We're going to keep going. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Kenny, do you have any thoughts?
my only thought is like, comment, and subscribe. And if you don't like what I said about Liv Morgan, let me know. in the
Oh, come
comments.
on.
That's all I
By the
got to say.
way,
Let me know.
we did talk about the draft. There's probably a video coming for that on the channel too. So again, another reason to come on now.
Make sure y'all stay tuned.